garden. I truly feel giddy. Today is the day we are going to start planting for springtime, and first and foremost I just wanted to kind of go through some of our inspiration, what we hope to grow this season, the blooms. Our main priority today is going to be piecing together our fresh cut flower garden and start planting those different varieties because I truly want them to get in the ground as soon as possible so that we'll have blooms, God willing, as soon as possible. So I want to take you through that, and I did make a little bit of a mood board. I have our garden organizer here, I have our seed collection here so we can take inventory, see if there's anything else that we'd like to purchase, and we're going to take a field trip to the garden center. Of course, we got to pick up some more soil. So that's a bit of what we have going on today, but it is truly a glorious day. It's going to be sunnier and sunnier by the minute and really just soaking it up. So very thankful to be here. Let me start out by showing you sort of my mood board, some of our inspiration that we have mapped out. Some of these visuals are from our own garden, and then a lot of them are from Pinterest, and I just love looking at this holistically, all of this inspiration, all of the green, the lushness. We have some small projects on our list and then some rather bigger projects, so we are going to be busy little bees in the garden this season. First and foremost, I love this butterfly garden sign. We currently don't have a butterfly garden sign, but I have a spot where I feel like one could really fit and look quite cute on our potting station. We have the empty frame. I like to put different artwork in it here and there, but it does fade over time in the sun. It's just getting a lot of elements. So we could give some refreshed artwork there, and then I have a photo of our garden last season with the abundance of sunflowers. We have the teddy sunflowers, we have our gorgeous zinnias, and we want to do that again. That is just the pinnacle of what we do here, and I absolutely love it. So we are going to bring that to life again. Hopefully we need to be, I'm going to get to this actually, because in the other top corner we have a quote. Let me read this. Oh my goodness, there's so many birds on this tree right here. Oh my gosh, hopefully you guys can see this. Oh my gosh, where? Oh, I don't think it's in frame, but I'm not even kidding. There was just like 50 birds on the little tree back there, and they all just flew up at the same time. It was wow. Things are happening back here. But speaking of the birds and the bunnies, I absolutely love them. I truly do. But what I don't love is when I plant seeds over and over again and then they just gobble them up and dine and dash. So we might have to put our foot down a little bit and distract them. We'll see. But yeah, I like this quote because it says, if something is not eating your plants, then your garden is not part of the ecosystem. So that's a very charming way to look at it, but we're putting our foot down a little bit because I want some blooms. Last fall, we planted probably 100 different sunflower seeds, not at once, but I would like keep trying to replant them. But those little bunnies just kept munching, having a feast. I think the birds as well. So we're gonna have to implement something. I think I'm gonna start out with some marigolds because that is a deterrent for them. So I think I'll just kind of disperse marigolds here and there, and hopefully that'll do the trick. And then if we need more reinforcements, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Also, this outdoor shower. This has been a dream on my list for quite some time, but this is the year it's happening. We're not gonna do a heated outdoor shower, so that's a bit simpler, which is great. Because you can connect it to your hose, and we happen to have a hose near where I want to put this. But this will especially be so refreshing in summertime, and we have our son who's getting more and more playful, and he loves to play around in the backyard. I mean, he's still a baby, so he's, just kind of wobbling around, but I think this will be especially fun for him, a place to kind of rinse off. So we have that, and then the bottom corner, we have this gorgeous arch. So I've kind of DIY'd some sort of trellis for our tomatoes, but I think we could take our arches to the next level. So we'll have to figure out height and stuff, but that's a dream for sure. And then in the middle, this little flower tent, we've got to make this happen. I believe the person who made this one, she planted sweet peas as the flower that goes around the tent, but we're gonna do our tried and true zinnias because they get some great height, and I just feel more confident that they'll do well because sweet peas, they prefer more of a mild, chillier climate. So I hope we'll be able to make that happen. And then how cute is this teacup bird feeder situation? We have a bird feeder in a birdhouse, but between the hurricanes and stuff, it is deteriorated. So I want to go to the thrift and hopefully find a cute little teapot, teacup, tea saucer situation. And we'll try to figure out how to do this. Again, I need to make it sturdy because the elements of Florida living. So we have that. And then finally, this is the biggest project of all, our brick garden beds. So some theme, I'm in Garden Zone 9B in Florida, and I'm so thankful because we're able to grow stuff all year round because we live in a tropical warm climate. However, we have crazy rainstorms. We have really, really toasty days. So implementing a more sturdy bed system sounds really wonderful, and I love the look of the brick. So we're on the road to making this happen, and we still plan to keep our wooden garden beds, but just move them to a different space in our backyard, and that'll just expand our planting horizons as well because we'll have more space to grow things. So that's where we're at. I'm very, very excited. And then just a little list of some of the seeds we're gonna plant. We have zinnias, of course, strawflower. We grew strawflower last year successfully, but then once we had our son and we're in the hospital for a month basically, they did not last without the TLC. So I want to bring those back because I love strawflower and how they're able to last so long once you cut them and dry them out. And then we have our Teddy Suns, our butterfly weed, which from now on I'm going to call milkweed butterfly weed. I think that's a more delightful way to put it. And then we need to do our marigolds just for some security protection from the bunnies. And cosmos. I'm going to try cosmos again. I've tried them in the past. They've worked until the bunnies got them. The bunnies love munching on them. So we'll try those. And then, yeah, I'm really focusing on flowers right now. We already have some kale growing, some lettuce growing, some strawberries, and our Everglades tomatoes, and our herbs, and our snapdragons. So we have some stuff already happening, which is wonderful. We're already in a good place. Also, I need to show you our pink trumpet tree that we planted out back because it's getting some blooms, which is so special. So that's wonderful. And I'm curious, one edible thing I want to potentially plant is passion fruit. So we need to source that first of all and figure out where the best place to plant it is. But those are some dreams on our horizon. Let's get to it. Let's kind of map things out. Let's take inventory, and then we can start planting. How's the king of the garden feeling? I have this piece of craft wood, and I'm thinking I could use my paint pens and make a little butterfly garden sign and just kind of put it right there. That could be cute. Why not? This hibiscus plant used to be more of a bush, but now it's turning into a tree. I added some support, so our little leaf stickers that I use inside to trail our plants, I added some out here, and it's so much happier now to have the support. There's so many buds getting ready to open up. I've been storing my seeds in this photo album we found at the thrift. It's so cute and perfect. I like it because you can just sort of flip through. I actually have some seeds in a little bowl I need to go grab because I harvested a bunch from last year of the blooms that outgrew. So we have those. What are these? These are forget-me-nots. So I bought those because they're blue, and when I found out we were having a son, I just wanted to plant all the blue flowers. And then this garden organizer I found at the antique shop years ago, so we've been filling it in here and there. So that's what I'm gonna write down today. I want to just take a log of the stuff that we're gonna be planting this morning. are gonna need to figure out where we want to put our little flower tent. Clearly our grass isn't very happy at all. We stopped getting our yard sprayed with anything, which I love because I'm not about that, but you know, grass isn't necessarily what we're supposed to have in our area, so it's not necessarily native, so it struggles if you don't like give it some boosts. So we're actually going to be experimenting with other ground covers soon. So we'll keep the zoysia grass that we have on this side since it's fine, you know, we'll just try to give it some love, some TLC, but then on this side where it's truly just dirt at this point, we're going to try to plant some other ground cover. I'll update you on that, but I'm thinking since it's already dirt over here, we can just make our little tent in this sort of section and then we can plant around. I'll have to pull up some of that grass that's kind of sparse and then maybe some of the pine straw as well, but we could kind of tuck it right here. Yep, I think that's the spot, which I don't think we'll get to it today, but we're kind of planting the seeds, and maybe we should map it out and literally plant the seeds so that we can have stuff starting to grow. The cutest thing, my cousin just called and asked if we wanted any of the vegetables from his garden because he was doing a harvest, and he just dropped off all these beauties. We have some peppers, tomatoes. I am so excited. Also, that was just the sweetest thing that he thought of us, and it just happened to be on the day that I'm gardening myself. I love it. I ended up going with the Black Cow garden soil. They said it was a new arrival, that they have the organic garden soil, so I'm interested in trying it. And we already have some soil going on, but it is kind of drying out, losing its nutrients, because interesting thing about soil is that it essentially will become dirt if it doesn't have life and it's not part of the ecosystem, which is just wild. So if you don't have something growing, you kind of need to refresh, give it a zest for life again. And then I pulled up some of the seeds I want to start planting. We're going to start with our sunflowers and zinnias, and I'm ordering some cosmos to get delivered. And then we'll sort of work those in once we see which ones are sprouting up. And we have some marigolds. They didn't have a ton of marigolds, so I'm just gonna plant these for now and hope they will serve as some sort of barrier. And we have these nemesia flowers on both sides of our little staircase that we love. We absolutely love them, and so do the bumblebees. It's been so fun to watch the bees up closely pollinate these, but they aren't going to last in this location much longer because it's going to get a little too full sun and too toasty soon. So I'm going to go ahead and transplant them between these palms, or I'll take them over there, somewhere where Palmer is. Probably me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take them over there by the elderberry, and then hopefully they'll do okay there, and then we'll have this full area on both sides for the zinnias and sunflowers and cosmos. I'm also going to fill this pot that we have with soil, and then once we get our cosmos seeds, I'm also going to plant some cosmos in here. It's early afternoon, but it got so gloomy. We have some thick cloud coverage. I'm going to turn on our little lamp. It's all about the ambiance. So apparently the ooh, there's a grub down here I just found. I don't like to see that. Hopefully that won't be a problem. So apparently the marigolds have a strong scent that the bunnies do not enjoy. So hopefully that will do the trick. I might need to add more marigolds, but like I said, they didn't have a huge selection, so we will just continue to hope for the best, and if we need to pivot, we will pivot. I also think marigolds are adorable anyways, so I'm happy about it. They also repel mosquitoes, most importantly, honestly. This is soil. Laying down the soil. Cute. This little section right here is going to be my straw flower section. I love getting seeds from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. If you're in the Southeast, definitely check it out. It's a new day and we are back in business. Last time I checked in, we were planting all of our zinnia, cosmos, sunflower seeds in our main flower beds, and then another project that I wanted to work on intimately. The other projects we can do throughout the season, but one that's high on the list that I want the seeds to start germinating and growing is our flower tent. So I picked up supplies this morning. We also visited a garden this morning to just gather inspiration. So hopefully you enjoyed those clips. That yellow trumpet tree was unreal, absolutely unreal. So that was lovely. And then we picked up supplies for our tent. Never done anything like this before, so hopefully we can make it sturdy enough and it will be able to kind of become the vision that we hope for and the inspiration that we're hoping for, but never know until you try. So let me show you what I'm working with. So this is the spot that we're gonna try to set everything up. As you can see, we just have dirt pretty much. So I think I'm gonna kind of nestle it in this little corner, and then hopefully that'll be a good spot for things to grow. I've never grown zinnias or any of those sorts of flowers over here, so I'm not sure. We grow it on the opposite side right there. So we shall see. And then I picked up these. I have never grown these before, but they're climbing, so I thought they would give us a good head start. They are yellow mandevilla, mandevilla, I think that's how you say it, and it's a vine. So I was thinking of planting these next to our bamboo sticks. So this is what I found for the support. I was loving the idea of collecting the sticks in nature ourselves, but I'm quite simply not sure where to do that. But these bamboo sticks seem like a good option. And then I also have some garden twine I'm going to try to use for support. And I picked up some salvia as well, which the bees are already finding. And I love salvia. It's a Florida native that the pollinators love. So I think I'm going to plant some of this as well. Okay, before I start planting stuff and pulling out more grass, I decided to just prop up the sticks. As I was propping them up, I was like, okay, how am I gonna secure these? And then I just pulled my hair tie out and then secured them at the top. And okay, I don't know how I feel. So the reason I chose this spot is because of our lack of grass. So that just makes it a lot easier. I don't want to pull up healthy grass because it's very few and far between at this point. So I don't love this placement, honestly, but maybe it's because it doesn't have anything growing on it, so it just looks a little odd. So I'm gonna sit on it for a couple minutes and kind of brainstorm if there's any other spot I would prefer to have this, or we'll just go for it and just trust the process. It would look really good where we have our lemon tree right now, but you know, I'm not gonna just start pulling everything out. We've got a big talker, so hopefully you can hear my baby in the background, but I'm kind of wondering if we should put it over here in this little mulch island. We have this really pretty tall grass, but I could kind of work around it possibly, or even just pull out that one. Decisions. Okay, I'm glad we didn't rush into anything because I'm kind of liking what we're doing in this section. It looks so hidden now because it's just these dowels and I haven't properly secured it yet, but what I'm thinking is, first of all, this tree is going to get quite beautiful later on. It's going to have a ton of green leaves, so I want to do some sort of little like mini tree house here eventually, but first of all, our baby doesn't need that right now because he's a baby. Secondly, this is just a lot more simple than that, so this is a great place to start. So I think what I want to do is I want to make a little path between this tall grass, and I don't even think I need to really do much, just kind of trim it back or secure it back and then add little stepping stones and flowers, and then you land at this little covered flower canopy. I know it's a lot. It's hard to visualize right now when it's really nothing, but it's coming together in my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, look, my Palmer's testing it out. I'm going to just pull back the mulch, add some soil around the structure once I make it more secure, and then we'll plant our new flowers and our seeds. Okay, update. We've made some progress, so I'm liking where we're going with this. I've secured the top with 2 trusty hair ties, so hopefully that'll do the trick. And then the bamboo is pretty lightweight, so I actually feel like that bodes well for it not blowing over in the wind. When you have heavier structures, you would think like that would be more sturdy, and I guess if you really secure it in the ground it could be, but then it is more likely to topple over. So I'm feeling good about our choice to go with the bamboo. And then I added these stepping stones that we made probably 2 years ago. At this point they definitely could use a pressure wash and a repaint, but there are moon phase stepping stones. And now I'm going to add soil along our little pathway, and then I also need to plant our yellow mandevilla, which I'm very thankful I got these because I think these will be great since they are a climbing vine. And then we're going to plant zinnias along the path and hope for the best. I mean, obviously they'll be shaded by these tall grass, which I think I'm going to cut back the tall grass, the one that's along the pathway a bit, but we're really making progress. I'm really excited. I think it looks super whimsical and fun. feels like a really promising start. I'm really excited. I think the vining plants will hopefully work really well, do really well. I haven't grown them here or planted them in our backyard yet, but I have a good feeling about it, and I think that'll really make the canopy that we're looking for. And I was able to start twisting the vines around our bamboo stakes already, which was fabulous. And then I ended up planting lupine seeds and zinnia seeds. I've never planted lupine before, so again, we're just hoping for the best on all fronts. But we will have some zinnias hopefully here and here on both sides of the path. We won't really have some around the tent, but again, I think the vines will do really well, and they're supposed to flower, so that would be amazing. Have these cute yellow flowers. And then I have a little patch right here where I planted some flowers, so we shall see. Stay tuned. There is little I love more than days like today, spending time in the garden, just dreaming up some different projects and spending time in fresh air. It really just feels so life-giving. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are getting excited, daydreaming about springtime and all that's to come. But I really appreciate you. I hope you are well, and I'm excited to see you next. Bye.